I'm sorry in advance.
Super Smash Bros. Is a series cherished by many, for the characters, the series, and speculation approaching the new one. So naturally with things we love, what better way to show that than criticizing it, cutting it down, diminishing its artistic integrity for some sick form of self-validation?
Did my dad write this?
Let's imagine the next Smash game if Nintendo hated us. But more, what if we scaled the roster back to half? What would that look like? Who would we cut? Why are you in the comments already?
A couple of notes on how I decided each of these characters. One, I wanted to look at each of the games in a vacuum, so we're starting at Smash Ultimate DLC and going all the way to 64 and looking at the characters individually. Two, I sort of went from the angle of, what if Smash Bros. Was made today? What characters would you choose in order to best represent Nintendo in 2024? And three, I made the list at 2 a.m. Yes, I know. Probably not one of the wisest decisions, but I have a flight to Japan in 48 hours, and my cat, okay, he's, ow. Oh, okay, so why don't we begin with the Smash Ultimate DLC?
That's a solid 12 characters there, and each of them is cherished by millions of fans. So naturally, we're cutting basically all of them, except 3. Is this controversial?
It says a lot about me at 3 a.m.
I think their popularity in Japan and America is definitely large, bulbous even. And it is actually kind of wild to see in real time. This series went from malnourished to being a Giga Chad.
You may not want to admit it, but this series is actually one of Nintendo's more prominent ones in this day and age. I may not be the guy to say it, I may not even be the guy to support it, but I know something big when I see it. At least it wasn't Rex, of course.
So, is this controversial? You know, out of all the third-party characters, if we're only gonna keep a couple of them, I mean, everyone else kind of pales in comparison to this guy. Culture is dead. We are so cooked.
Biggest indie franchise of all time? Retro series icon. I think I'm going with the Blockhead.
So, take this L. That's not an L.
And the last one.
Yeah, I'm a lose all of you right now, aren't I? But out of all the games that have sold well, this is the best-selling one. Need I bring up the chart? You see? Right there. You look, you see it? The chart doesn't lie. And people, their first Fire Emblem was this game. So, I mean, out of all of them, if we're gonna only take a couple, I think Byleth is actually the next runner-up.
So, that was just the DLC, and it was already hard to decide. We still have 38 more to go, and haven't even touched the base game of Ultimate, so... yeah.
We got, like 38 left? Who do I 30 hate least? Well, let's move on to the Ultimate base game characters. This makes sense, right?
Simon Richter, old. King K. Rool. He's been in Mario Baseball as his last game, and Incineroar, out of all these Pokemon, is the most flavor of the month. But these guys, they are important to their series and extremely iconic.
Let's talk about Isabelle. Animal Crossing, last time I checked, that is nuts. There is a likelihood someone's grandmother's in the audience. Bro really added Byleth. Then, Ridley. Ridley was always supposed to be the second Metroid rep, alright? So, I feel like it's the obvious choice. In Inkling, let's put it like this. If the first Smash Bros. Was released today, they'd be in the original 12. Wait, what are you doing here?
So that is everyone that has ever been in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and if those were the only characters added to the game, not a soul would have played it. I agree. But we haven't even stopped yet. We have Wii U to go through. And after this, you're gonna really see what machinations my mind can really cook up. Who would have made these choices but me?
Well, at least you know I'm not being biased.
You know, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm experiencing what the kids are calling depression.
Okay, so I feel this in my bones that he's been in every Mario mainline game since like 2008. I would have taken Rosalina. I'd take Rosalina any day of the week. But the fact remains, unfortunately, this character is pretty iconic. I would be the first to punch him in his Fisher-Price baby goo goo gaga milk guzzling snot-nosed snout. But God is not so good, and we must suffer together, alright? And then the rest of the cuts, they are either a third-party character, which makes it easy, or, just sort of a vegetable.
Corey! Steve over Pac-Man and Mega Man. Somehow that's the decision I made, and you know what? I was cooking!
Shulk is iconic to the Xenoblade series. He's kind of like the founding character, so I think it'd be weird if he wasn't included in Pyra and Mithra were.
Then Palutena, but we'll talk about that during Kid Icarus' section.
There's only 3 absolutes in life. Death, taxes, and me characters being shoved into every Nintendo title.
I'm unfortunately right.
Next, Pokemon! Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! Pokemon is always tough because, on one hand, they're just flavor of the month Pokemon. On the other... Okay. Yeah, alright, that's cool. Like, okay, we're including Greninja, but don't make him feel too special about it. No blushing, this is not for you. Alright, but I have some good news for you short kings out there. And no, it's not Uppies.
I took Little Mac. Maybe it might be a weird choice, but in my humble opinion, his playstyle mixed with the series he's from and the recency of it compared to maybe some other ones we'll talk about later, him not on the roster just feels weird at this point, but there's more to get into, such...
Is this guy stupid or is he dumb? The Wii Fit Trainer in my head represents the Wii line of fitness games. And those sold, last time I checked. Alright, with the chart, okay, we get it. Alongside City Folk, your grandmother was probably playing on her Wii Fit balance board.
I think a lot of this is going to make sense as we continue. So let's do just that and move on. Oh my god, we're already at Brawl. Oh.
We're at Super Smash Bros. Brawl now. We're sort of reaching some untouchable legacies. So naturally, I'm going to completely disrespect that and cut a lot of them. Yeah, I really did this. I'm really him.
Now you understand what this list truly is. You thought I was doing this out of the fun of my heart? Absolutely not. I am pedantic. I'm a realist. This is what would happen in the real scheme of the world. You want to play around with rosters? I'll play harder. This is what the real scape of gaming looks like. Your coworker, all he's playing is Pokemon. Your little cousin, all he can talk about is Minecraft. This is gaming. And yes, it will include 6 slots that are the Mii Fighters and Pokemon Trainer over Kid Icarus.
I'm gonna just say it. Kid Icarus Uprising, great game, of course. Pit is not loved or cherished anywhere near some of these other characters. Have you ever been on Yaoi Twitter? Ace Attorney, bam. Persona 5, freaks. 3 houses, don't even get me started.
You may not know it, but the foundation of your fandom started in some pocket of Twitter.
But Kid Icarus, you know, it just kind of fizzled and it's there and he's still in Smash Bros. Because you kind of have to include him. It's Sakurai's baby, but he ain't my baby. I do not own that child. Sending him off to the adoption center. See you later, bucko. You had a good run.
Not to say that I wouldn't love to see Kid Icarus make a uprising, just it's nowhere to be seen, and it's sad.
It's so hard to cut some of these guys. Like, I love Rob, but I have to consider we're cutting down a lot of these characters, and I need to keep other super important ones. So how do I rationalize keeping Sonic and Snake?
That one was vibes.
Hey guys, Future Alex here. I accidentally made an error in counting the Pokemon Trainer Pokemon and actually have 42 characters here instead of 41. So, quick little change. We're not adding Snake. Sorry. Now that we're talking about it, Pokemon Trainer's stupid. See, I would love to have cut like Ivysaur, but this character is considered one character, but it's 3 characters on the website. So, I clearly can't cut them, so I have to add all 3 of them. Don't blame me, I don't like Pokemon, this is not my doing. And the ones we included, they're kind of just obvious, like DDD and Meta Knight. Kirby's a huge franchise and they're in every game. And... Monkey! Diddy Kong was a close call, but the DK series is sort of sauced up these days. Like, it's weird to think about, but Diddy has more relevance than their step-siblings at Rare, which is sort of sad. I mean, I guess he brings me joy from his death, so that's something. This guy owns a mountain, and Pikmin is sort of turning into peak man.
So, you see this, and you see all that we have left. It's about to get ugly.
So, this is starting to heat up. Me at 2 a.m.'s actually sort of cooking, and I was a little bit worried, but... Oh god, what are you... No. What are you doing? But of course, we gotta keep Bowser, Peach, Zelda, not Sheik, Ganondorf. Hey, that's me! These guys are iconic. Marth is the Fire Emblem prodigy. Game & Watch represents that old history of Nintendo. Ice Climbers,
So as you can see, I took characters that were most integral to their series or the category they sort of fall in. Mr. Game & Watch, he's that retro character, sort of iconic to Smash Bros. But Ice Climbers? They just don't meet the same standard to me. Sheik, Falco, not integral to their series, so very difficult to get to this point and have to make cuts, but, well, if you've done the math, you can see we have only 9 slots remaining, and the original 12 left. So I want you to make a prediction on who's getting the boot. Think about it right now openly. Think about what it means that those characters are being cut, and now consider that I actually did that.
Alright, let's just rip off the Band-Aid. So, Jigglypuff is not as popular as the other Pokemon I put on here. It's a paradox of circular reasoning because of their circular model. Even the stupidest choices can't be stupider than the original stupid choice. It's sort of like that one friend that's very problematic, but you've known them for like 20 years and you're so deep into the friendship and you don't see them that often anyways, and you're inside of a scatterbush right now. Is this really the time? Okay, Fox. His series is in a weird kind of limbo. And not the fun kind, the death kind. He has like 0 games. Literally the last one was called Star Fox Zero. It did not sell well, it hasn't been received well, and nice. I never got into Star Fox, but here's my perspective. The total sales of this series is a brisk 11.5 million. It's not bad, but you know who else just hit that number? Yeah, and you think I want 3 versions of him in Smash? No! So if I'm not including Pit, if I'm not including Rob, Ice Climbers, why would I include Fox? Why do they have 3 representatives? So I cut all of Star Fox and kept him. How? Welcome back! That soundbite defines a gaming generation, alright? If there's any character that represents Smash, it's this guy. Wait, there's someone else. Okay, you know, I actually think I need to change this. I don't want to do this. Okay, Ness is another character that very iconic in Smash Bros, but outside of that, his last official new game release was 1994. Yeah, they released Earthbound Beginnings. But, you know, Mother 3 still hasn't been released here, and the series, as far as all of us know, is not getting a new entry. It really became a game of choosing which of these smaller series I'm going to include, and I ultimately chose Little Mac and Captain Falcon. Maybe I'm Wii U pill or something, but, you know, I don't know if I'll agree with this in a week, but I know at least I'll be in Japan where nobody can hurt me. So, I don't even think I agree with this, but this is the choice I made. Good job, me. Our little thought experiment reveals one key thing. This sucks. There's no good amount of choices you can make here that's gonna satisfy everybody. I made this shit and I don't even like it. Okay, so that's it, I guess. Wow.
Okay, no, wait. I can do better. This is not the best we can do here, because let's be real. This was only one iteration. We didn't revise it once. And you know, that can be good for a little bit of a thought experiment, but what if we wanted to be more accurate? What if we wanted to get a better roster? And this, it's okay, but it's lacking the soul of Nintendo. It's very corporate. It's very much who got the most sales. That's not Nintendo. So, like, let's, for example, Diddy Kong. Yes, fine, Diddy Kong. But you know who's more important? An entire series, like Ness. So we can sub out Diddy Kong for Earthbound. And by that token, Bowser Jr. We're gonna take Bowser Jr. over Fox? Of course not. So we're gonna add Fox as well. And I guess we can also go down the rabbit hole of other characters that are like that, like Pit. That's a whole series, and Do we really need two Xenoblade reps? So Pit over Pyra and Mithra, and thinking about Fire Emblem as well. You know, Martha's just kind of this old-ass character, wasn't really in anything, but Lucina represents Awakening, and Awakening kind of revitalized the Fire Emblem series, so Lucina over Marth. And you know what I was saying about Pokemon Trainer, how you need all three of them, but I don't think that's really true. I don't think you need all three of them. Maybe you could have, instead of Ivysaur, a fighting game character like Ryu, because we don't have that on the roster, and Squirtle. Like, Pac-Man is more important than Squirtle, so we're going to switch that out. That's an okay choice there. And we can still go even further. I mean, Incineroar is way more prominent in the Pokemon VGC, because he's a more prominent character there. He's very played. So maybe instead of Lucario, we take Incineroar. And I mean, we can go even further. We can take this even farther as well. Like, Sonic over Mega Man. Maybe we take... Didn't see you there. That was a weird video talking about some hypothetical scenario about Smash Brothers. It's a little much to be getting carried away about, but all the same, it is a lot of fun. Now I'm about to do something maybe I will regret, and I'm gonna ask you for your opinions on a hypothetical roster like this. Cause, let's face it, we like to have fun together, but I will remind you to be respectful of everyone else's opinions because we're all the same players, we all want the same thing, so that's all I got to say on the matter. This has been Alax. I'll see you on the flip side. I got some light reading to catch up on. Let's see. An ogre the whole time?